This is the DJI MIC 2, and spoiler alert, I am very impressed. This isn't just for people running a one-man show or a YouTube channel. This system can be used on high-end professional shoots, and I'm going to show you why this is worth the upgrade. Will I be buying one? I will tell you that at the end of this video. There's a lot of good stuff here, but let's start with the not so good stuff, as some of you might feel these are deal breakers. The good news is there are only two bad things I found. Ethics statement: I am not paid by DJI or anyone to make this video, so I will be candidly telling you my thoughts from an unbiased source with nothing to gain but your trust. Let's go. Bad thing number one, logos are everywhere. This is really obnoxious. I think this was a terrible move from DJI. Every time you're using these, you're essentially a walking advertisement for them. I really feel they should have just stuck with their logos on their charging case, as this is just stupid. Two solutions here. You could either cover it up with gaff tape or buy their new lav mic, which actually isn't included in the kit. It's like 60 bucks, so I would buy that. If you're doing any social content like man on the street stuff and it's okay for you to physically show the mic or have the mic in your hand, that's cool. I personally would go with getting the additional mic and hide it, as that is what I'm doing right now, right here. Bad thing number two, no native app. Using the controls on the receiver is pretty intuitive. However, I would love to see this UI expanded to an app on a phone. At the moment, I'm actually using the Tentacle Sync Track E system, and I find it really intuitive, especially with the app. It's plug and play. It's easy to use, it's easy to monitor, even though you don't really need to monitor because it's 32-bit float and you just set it and you forget it. So do you really even need an app? I don't know. I like an app. Okay, so those are actually the only two negatives I've found about this system. Logos everywhere and no native app. That's not that big of a deal. But now that we've gotten the bad stuff out of the way, let's talk about the good stuff, because there's a lot of good stuff. First off, it's got 32-bit float recording, which means raw audio. You, in theory, don't even need to set levels. You can turn this on, hit record, and you can make all of your edits and adjustments in post. 32-bit float is a foolproof way of getting, I want to say great audio every time, but you still have to place your mic correctly. You have to make sure that there's no exterior noise or anything. So you still have to do some work, it's not going to be perfect every time. But in the last few years, I have never not used 32-bit float on any of my recordings. It's just like, I need it, I want it, I'm going to get it. In the main kit, you're going to get pretty much everything you need to get started. The charging case, the receiver, and 2 transmitters. And for $350, this is very reasonable. Like I mentioned earlier, I would also add on the lav mic that they sell. You're going to want it. Some clients are going to want to see that big, bulky thing on someone's shirt, and it's just kind of customary on interviews and stuff to be able to hide the mic. So I would buy that. I would. One thing that really stood out to me is that these mics actually have 8 gigs of internal storage. So you could just run out and have the most low-key setup and just hit record and just get great audio without having a receiver. So that's really damn cool. The range of these mics are actually really impressive too. You have 250 meters, which is 820 feet. Keep in mind those numbers are accurate if you have a line of sight and the view is unobstructed. The charging case will give you roughly 18 hours of use, which is more than you would need for a day, let alone 2, maybe even 3. The battery life here is super impressive. Nothing to ever have stress or anxiety over. So good work, DJI. The magnetic attachment is definitely a nice touch, especially if you don't want to see a wire going up through someone's shirt. I could definitely see this coming in handy. DJI added noise canceling to the mic too, and it's pretty impressive. However, for me, I would probably just not use this function and do all of my adjustments in post, but it's good to know it's there. In the kit, they include a 3.5 TRS cable, which is super convenient if you want to just tap into your camera with that wire. That means you don't have to sync it later. Syncing is pretty simple these days, but if you want to just a foolproof way, or you're delivering to a client, this is a great option to have. To wrap things up, for the price of $350 for what you're getting is a lot of bang for your buck. So if you're a noob just starting off and you're I need an audio solution, or you're a professional looking to upgrade your kit, this is a great option, and it has my official stamp of approval. So now we get to the question where we started with, will I be buying one? And long story short, yes. I am coming from the Tentacle Sync Track E system, and it's done me right. But there are way too many upgrades in the mic 2 for me to not get in. Amazing battery life, 32-bit float, great range, and a great price. And it comes with 2 transceivers. I'm in. I gotta do it. So I'm buying one. Yeah. All right, that's gonna do it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or just want to say something nice, please leave them below. I will answer them all. I promise. All right, talk to you guys soon.